unless we believe what you believe.
Yeah, if I'm completely, well, if I'm...
Alright, what's up, guys? What's up? Wait for some people to join in. I got a good one for you guys today. A good topic today. Gosh, I gotta get a haircut. What's up? What's going on? Got one person in here. How's it going, dude? Okay, so since we got one person in here, I guess I can go ahead and talk about it. The second law of thermodynamics. Most people have no idea what the second law of thermodynamics is. I wasn't even sure about it until probably a day ago, to be completely honest. But it's interesting. The second law of thermodynamics states that in order for there to be pressure, there has to be a container. And if that's the case, well, the only way that could work is if we were living in a container. Well, hold on, let me back up a little bit. Space can't exist because of the second law. Because if we live in a pressurized area, if we live on a pressurized area, and there's a vacuum, which is space, right next to us. There has to be some sort of container. That's what pressure is. It needs something to press against. If you don't have a container, it's just gonna fill into the vacuum. It's gonna want to fill all the available space. And so that's my whole thing. Like, I noticed that a lot of globe believers can't wrap their heads around this. It seems very straightforward to me. I mean, to me, say I had a dinner plate, and I had a glass dome covering that I put over the dinner plate, and I was able to fill the inside of that with a gas. Now, say I was like, okay, I want to remove the container. I wonder what's going to happen. What do you guys think would happen if I removed the container in a situation like that? That was entirely filled with gas. It's going to dissipate, right? It's going to dissipate. It's going to want to fill all the available space. It's going to want to escape towards that higher medium. This is the second law of thermodynamics. And trust me, guys, I'm not a mathematician. I hate math. I've always struggled with math. I've always hated it. Physics, the same thing. I am not a physics major. I'm not well versed in physics, but I do understand this simple basic law. It makes sense to me. Because, you know, and people, and the mainstream thought is that there is no container over Earth. I personally believe that there is a dome, an expanse, something. Whether it's hard or soft, who knows? I just know that there's a barrier. So, you know, but mainstream science doesn't acknowledge a barrier. They say that it's all held together with gravity. But and they say that it's all pushing the gas pressure to the surface of the Earth. I've loved science when I was a little kid. I loved doing science experiments, and I remember in elementary school them teaching us, you know, this basic principle. And it's not how gas operates, guys. When you look at diagrams on the difference between a solid, liquid, and a gas, a solid, the particles or atoms or whatever you want to call them, are tightly knit together. That's why it forms a solid. A liquid is the atoms are slowly moving around, and there's lots of space in between them. That's what makes it a liquid. A gas, what is a gas, guys? A gas is, there's lots of space between the two, lots more space, and the atoms are moving at a faster rate. You know? And I've seen lots of diagrams showing this. Never once has it shown that the gas goes down and pushes to the surface. Guys, this whole idea of gravity is complete and utter nonsense. When you really seriously think about it, it's not. It's non-existent. You guys want to know what? And I've heard globe, you know, my whole idea is it's a simple matter of density. You know, if an object's more denser than the air around it, it's gonna fall. But then globe believers will say, well, why does it fall? Why is up, up, and down, down? This is a stupid question, fellas. If you really need an answer to that, I do have an idea, a theory, so to speak. And my theory is that the reason why those denser objects go down towards the ground is because of Earth's magnetic field. Situation solved. Problem solved. Scientists know that there's that Earth has a magnetic field. And then I'm sure they're gonna go, because globe believers have a tendency to overanalyze things. Okay, well, why, if it's gravitational, does it pull it down? Because it's a positive attraction. It's a positive attraction. Because it's denser than the air surrounding. Okay. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Yeah, so it's just, sorry guys, I got interrupted. Something happened to the stream, got interrupted for some reason. You know, it's this whole idea of, you know, like, that's why do you guys think that if you guys have a pound of feathers and a pound of rocks, well, what's going to hit the ground first? They say, scientific community says that they will hit the ground at the same time. That's not true. That is not at all true. You can test this for yourself. Find a place with a significant amount of height, grab the 2 items, see what happens. You want to know why I know that the brick's going to fall first? Because the feathers, you know, first off, you need to decide, okay, is there the feathers in some sort of container? Is it just free floating? It really, honestly, I might have to do some tests on this, but I can't imagine if you have a 1 pound brick and 1 pound of feathers, I can't imagine that they're, people say that they'll fall at the same rate and they'll hit the same time. That's not true. They might fall at close to the same speed, but that doesn't mean that they're both going to hit the ground at the same time. One's going to hit the ground before the other hits the ground. Man, I will, but I can't. And I don't know. My wall, my guess is the wall it's gonna fall first. It might be, it's gonna show this since they're falling, but both at the same distance. Yeah. I know you guys couldn't really see that, but you'll notice that, well, you probably won't because you won't be able to see it, but I was just attempting to try to see whether or not that was actually the case. And it's funny, I heard the wallet drop before the hat dropped. And yeah, there might, like I said, I haven't weighed them, so they're probably not the same size. In fact, I'm sure they're not the same size. So that probably doesn't really work too well. But I will try this. I will try this in a better way. And I will try to test this. My hypothesis, honestly, is that and one's denser than the other. One that's denser is going to hit. That's just my idea. That's my hypothesis. So yeah. But anyway, regardless, you know, space, you know, it's as provable. It's as provable as proving the 3 different stages of water. You know, it's very easy to prove, and even MIT professors have been showing this. Like, you know, it's just wild that people still want to even argue about it, to be honest. And the only argument I've heard globe believers say is, oh, you don't understand the second law of thermodynamics. But yet they gave them a textbook definition on what it is and what it does, or what it says, I should say. You know, and their argument was that all the gas will just push down to the earth. That's stupidity at its finest. That's never been shown. It's never been proved that gas particles do that. They fill all the available space. They don't just push down on the ground. They fill the whole space. And they want to call us idiots because we understand the science better than they understand science. Come on, man. And you wonder why I'm a flat earther? It's because these globe believers aren't bringing anything to the table. They're not bringing up the second law of thermodynamics. They're not bringing up, experiments from Cavendish or Einstein or Michelson-Morley experiment. They're not bringing up any of this shit. They're just bringing up, well, they told me, so it's true. I saw a video on my TV screen back in I wanted to bring up, fellas. Just because you see something on a television screen does not mean that it's real. Does not mean that it's happening. Anything can be faked. Anything. By that, if that's the case, I should be able to just show you. I should be able to be like, here's Krypton. I have a picture of Krypton, so it must be real. Krypton must exist because I have a picture. And I'm showing you a picture, so it's real. That's the argument that these guys are coming up with. They want to call us dumb and stupid. Okay. All right. That's fine. You guys just talk out of your ass. That's cool. The Earth is observably flat. Anyone who uses their brain and their eyes can tell flat. Science keeps telling us don't rely on our senses. Don't rely on our God-given senses, our eyes, or our brain. Just listen to what we say and leave the science to us. That's what they say. That's how they present themselves. And I'm sorry. You expect me to believe this nonsense when you have Neil the Ass Tyson come up and grab a microphone and drop it and say, that's gravity. That's gravity. But then the next day you ask, what is gravity? And he's like, we don't know. Do you know how ignorant that sounds? To claim something is a fact? That fact? Do you... Man, these people. Also, I want to, if you guys haven't heard of a guy named Nathan Oakley, I heard of him before. I never really watched his videos up until a few days ago. But he does flat earth debates, and he's really good. He's maybe I'll put a link in the description. He's got a video. He's just literally tearing apart this globe believer, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, shout out to him. Making things happen. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to quickly bring up and state that the second law of thermodynamics proves that space doesn't exist, that it can't exist. You can't have a pressurized system next to a vacuum without container. It just can't exist. And anybody who wants to argue with me on that fact, I'm more than welcome to. I have not seen a definitive I haven't seen anything definitive that's been able to prove that otherwise. So anyway, just want to do that quick little video. Hope everyone here is doing good. I love you all. Peace, guys.